When I think of power, I think about a spring where you have your upper body coiling into your lower body. I think of something that is accelerating forwards. Basically, to load yourself for power is so critical, because if you don't load yourself with power on the backswing, there's nothing that's going to be going forward. Your forward speed certainly is the most important thing to have, but you've got to load it, and you've got to load it with power, and then you can let it all go, and you can go through your shot and have some acceleration like you see some of the best players in the world. If you look at those that hit it really far off the tee, you look at how they load the backswing. And what I mean by that is this: if you're a player that's not really getting loaded up on the backswing, you're one that picks the club head up with the hands and wrists with no body turn. You're one that swings back and has way too much lower body activity. You're one that goes back and goes up in the air like this and never really recovers. That's what you have to avoid. If you look at the greatest players in the world, they will take the club back with the driver, hands, arms, chest, and you'll see them work the club back fairly low, slightly to the inside going back. You're not going to see him pick it up out here. You're not going to see him whip it inside either. But ultimately, the club goes back, which now activates the bigger muscles of the chest and the core. The wrists begin to cock, and as I do so, you're noticing that my left shoulder is really coiled behind the golf ball. Now you'll also notice that in terms of being loaded up, I have space between my right hand and my right ear. A lot of you lose that and you end up getting like this and you collapse. That is, you're losing power from that standpoint. So as you take the club back, work the club back low with a little bit of wrist cock, and you'll notice how the body turn is so important here. If I take this shaft and I take it at this point, you'll notice the left shoulder is pointing behind the ball. You can see 90 degrees of shoulder turn against about half of that, which is about 45 degrees. You'll also notice from a down the line, my rear knee is very stable. Now that stability helps me to load up into that backswing. I almost feel like I am sitting into my right heel at the top of the swing. Most of you look like this. You pick the club up, shoulder turn is very incomplete, which really makes it difficult to have any power from there. You go back and your right leg straightens up a lot with overactivity, you're really doomed for distance. Okay, so the keys are, again, is being able to get yourself loaded up at the top, which is going to help you to generate all the speed that you want as you unwind and come into the impact position.